cousins.
Yeah.
Her nephews are there.
Yeah,
it's interesting to
she
see
has
her
her like
evolve.
assistant just with her nephews all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then her assistant dies.
Yeah,
Which is one of the worst deaths in this franchise.
Death by Mosasaurus and Pterodactyl.
But
so here's the rankings.
Number 2.
Look at this mad lad. I'd love to be that guy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You can't
so anyway,
not love that.
this is the 2 for us.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think this movie is it got the franchise back on track. They didn't really stay on track with the next 2,
unfortunately, but
I think that's the biggest thing with this movie is it got the franchise back on track and actually like brought it back.
Yeah, and I do have to say, I've been to the Universal theme park in Orlando. The Velocicoaster, best ride there by far. Just had to point that out.
All right. Well, we got to take another quick break, but we'll be right back on Be Kind and Rewind.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to Be Kind and Rewind. Let's finish up these prehistoric adventure and get back into the rankings.
In 2018, we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This takes place 3 years after the Jurassic World incident, and now the dinosaurs are in big trouble.
That's right. A massive volcanic eruption is threatening the dinosaurs with a second extinction. Owen, Claire, and the others must get the dinosaurs off the island, as well as uncover a new conspiracy involving a strange new addition to the franchise, a human clone. So
I think that's one of the biggest things in
Yeah.
the movie is we are revealed a human clone.
Yeah,
Maisie Lockwood.
one of a clone of Ben Lockwood's daughter.
Ben Lockwood, who we
Yeah.
learn was actually heavily involved in the making of Jurassic Park. He was
With
partners
John
with John
Hammond.
Hammond. And I hate how much of a throwaway it is, like
Yeah,
when it's revealed.
It's like the villain Eli is.
Who you can immediately tell is going to be a villain
Yeah,
the first time you meet him. It's like, this guy's not going to actually be a good guy.
Yeah, it's like you can just by looking at him, you can just see, oh, this guy's the bad guy.
Yeah, he just looks like a generic suited bad guy in every 80s movie, except this came out in 2018.
Yeah, literally 6 years ago, I think, if I'm doing math correctly.
I think you are.
So yeah. Anyway, like when the reveal is that Maisie is not Ben Lockwood's actual granddaughter and instead a clone that he made after his daughter died.
Well, that's what they say in this one. We'll get to it in Dominion, but
Yeah.
they kind of reveal it's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in Eli, before he actually kills Ben Lockwood, he's like, it was a horrific thing that you did. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's so weird. And that's the biggest thing I think I can say about this movie is it's weird. Like, it does kind of the same thing as Jurassic Park 3 and, like,
I'm sorry. I gotta point something out. There's a hallway in the basement of Lockwood Estate. This hallway in one scene
He will not get over
has
this. He will
another.
not get over this.
This movie has another genetically engineered dinosaur, by the way, the Indoraptor. But in one scene, the Indoraptor is at the end of this hallway in a cage. In another scene, there's an elevator at the end of this hallway. It's the same hallway. I don't understand it at all.
I mean, that's a pretty bad continuity error. Like, normally you can ignore some, but, like, that's a pretty big one.
Like, I don't understand how that made it past into production.
And also,
Like,
that's the other thing. I think the Indoraptor is just a less interesting Indominus.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting of a monster,
Yeah.
I guess is the way to put it.
It's just like, it's just genetically engineered
Yeah.
dinosaur, pretty much. There's nothing special about it. It doesn't really, you don't really go into depth about it.
It just exists.
And yeah,
They do get the dinosaurs to the mainland. They bring them to
Lockwood Estate.
Lockwood Estate and start selling them because that was Eli's plan.
Yeah,
Start
selling them to these rich bad guys. Because of course.
Because rich bad guys.
Yeah, they do rich bad guy stuff.
Do rich bad guys. things.
And yeah.
And then at the end, they all escape.
Yeah, at the end, because there was like a gas leak in the basement where they were all being held, and Maisie decides to let all the dinosaurs out instead
They're alive, like me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Alright.
that is it for that movie. Let's get to
Rank
it. And yeah, this is my last place.
This is 5. It's not. I don't hate it as much.
I
but
promise.
It
it's
went
n-
way down in a rewatch.
I promise it's not just last place because of the hallway.
Even though
but-
that's the only thing you ranted about.
But yeah, there's a bunch of other issues I have with the movie. But
I think you should rant
that-
about other things, like just specifically being a Boston Red Sox fan. I think that's
okay,
pretty.
we're gonna stop this conversation now. All right, let's get on to the last
All
one.
right. 4 years later, in 2022, we got Jurassic World Dominion. After escaping Lockwood Estate, dinosaurs now live alongside humans.
A new company has brought most of these dinosaurs into a sanctuary, but their corrupt CEO has more sinister intentions, which involves not dinos, but giant locusts. Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm all return to the franchise in this ending chapter to the trilogy. And yes, this is the last of this trilogy. I just found that out today, that the one coming out next year is not part of this story.
It's it's starting like its own new thing, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Just found that out this morning, but yeah.
Blew his mind, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into Dominion.
Yeah. So this movie, it kind of goes into like dinosaurs now living alongside humans, like
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but also it's
not enough.
A lot of it's also in the same location, which is like, what's the point of even going into that?
Oh, I will say they do travel a little bit.
Yeah.
But then when they get to the sanctuary, it's like, well, it's
Okay,
just dinosaurs in a forest again.
And a lot of the dinosaurs that show up are kind of just there to fill in gaps of dinosaurs we haven't seen in the franchise yet.
Like the Giganotosaurus, Therizinosaurus, like
Yeah.
they're just kind of there.
Yeah, and the Quetzalcoatlus shows up at one point
Yes.
for like 2 seconds. That thing's
Just to take a plane down.
yeah, the thing's one of the most interesting creatures to ever live, and it shows up for 2 seconds.
It's, it is what it is,
Yeah,
But
and
I will say, I was very happy when they announced they were going to bring back all the legacy characters. As the little nerd that I am, I was very happy. But the way they get them all to not Lockwood Estate,
the
Sanctuary in
Biosyn
Italy,
Sanctuary, yeah.
is weird. Like, Owen and Claire are there to get Maisie because Maisie was
They
kidnapped.
kidnapped Maisie from their isolated house in the forest.
Yes. And then, but then the legacy characters, Malcolm was already there because he was working for Biosyn. He was like a speaker.
And then Grant and Sattler were both there because of these giant locusts that Biosyn released, even though the public doesn't know this, but they released it to, I guess, take over the food chain, I think they were trying to say in the
even more
movie.
money. Yeah, like they were trying to
Yeah.
take over the food chain. And it's an odd way to get all these characters together, but it worked well enough for me because
Yeah.
you get the interactions you wanted to see, like seeing Alan Grant do like the Owen Grady, like trying to like control a raptor was super cool.
Oh yeah, speaking of raptors, Blue has a baby in this movie. She
reproduced without a partner. It was part of her. It was, I forget what animal they said. I think it was a tree frog.
Some kind of frog. Yeah.
It was in her genome, and it was she was able to just reproduce on her own.
Yeah.
So she has a little baby. It was really cute.
Yeah.
Name's Beta.
Name's Beta. Also has the little blue stripe on their face.
Another dinosaur that I want as a pet.
Yeah, me too. And like the last half hour or so is dedicated to saving Beta.
All right. So let's rank.
This one's my number 5 for me.
This went up to 4. It was 5, but it overtook Fallen Kingdom for me.
I thought this was going to be last place before we started, but now it wasn't. I actually kind of liked it on rewatch.
Yeah, same. I liked it a little bit
Still not
more.
enough to be more than 5.
Yeah, I just appreciated it more on a rewatch. I think it tried to do some cool things. It didn't succeed in everything, but I don't think you can really fault it for that.
But
at least it tried something.
Yeah, at least it tried. The only complaint I would have is more blue.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But I say let's get into the good old train wreck of the week.
The third train wreck of the week.
Let's see what it is. It is when the raptor in Jurassic Park 3 in a dream speaks.
Yeah.
You heard me right.
You thought it was going to be the cell phone.
No,
nope.
the raptor talks. Alan. Alan.
Oh God.
I mean, I will say that's somewhat creepy.
Yeah.
That is somewhat creepy. I must admit that would be creepy.
Yeah.
But I think.
So yeah, here is our final rankings. The top 3 are the same.
See everything, but I think we got to wrap it up. Unfortunately,
that's
I think we got to wrap it up.
So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for our first semester of Be Kind and Rewind.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, and shout out to our outstanding crew for helping us all semester long.
But don't worry, we will be back next semester to bring you all of your favorite movie content.
And remember, be kind.
And rewind.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Madison.
And I'm Callie Grillico.
This Friday, SUNY Oswego is holding their annual Mental Health and Wellness Fair, as well as the signing of the Curated Charter. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Health and Wellness Fair will take place outside of Marano Campus Center and Penfield Library. It is open to all Oswego students, staff, and faculty. A wide variety of interactive activities, information, and services will be held, as well as a chance to enter raffles to win prizes.
In relation to the fair, SUNY Oswego will hold a signing of the Okanagan Charter. Signing the charter will mean the prioritization of well-being. The signing will take place inside Hewitt Hall by SUNY Oswego's president, Peter Owusu. SUNY Oswego will become the third SUNY school to sign the charter. This weekend, SUNY Oswego is celebrating 164 years of higher learning during its 5th annual Founders Weekend. The university's founder's birthday and the celebration of the 164th anniversary of the founding of SUNY Oswego. Make sure to catch a presentation on Friday in Marano Campus Center, a networking reception and meeting, Sci-Fi Gamma's 100th anniversary celebration, and an alumni event held at Rosamondo Gifford Zoo in Syracuse.
SUNY Oswego opens its new art season with an exhibit that is sparking conversation across campus.
A thought-provoking display at the Tyler Hall Art Gallery is challenging viewers to think differently. Now we go to Sam Brewer with more.
Thanks, guys. Good evening. The Tyler Hall Art Gallery has opened for its fall season at Oswego with an exhibit titled Rhino World Order. The show, on view from September 2nd through October 8th, features large-scale ceramic and plaster sculptures by Buffalo artist Richard Tomasello. Tomasello's work draws inspiration from Eugene Ionesco's play The Rhinoceros, written in 1959, using the imagery of rhinoceros to explore themes of conformity, systematic violence, toxic masculinity, mob mentality, and resistance. By exposing the cracks, seams, and structural vulnerabilities in his sculptures, the artist encourages viewers to consider how individuals can resist social pressure and reclaim identity. The gallery staff has said they hoped the exhibit would spark conversations about social pressure and the importance of independent thought, especially among students. The Tyler Hall Gallery is open Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays, 11 to 3 p.m.
SUNY Chancellor John King Jr. began SUNY's Strive and Sustainability Research Task Force as part of New York Climate Week. Strive is focused on supporting efforts to accelerate both SUNY's and New York State's leadership in research, innovation, associated workforce, and economic development. SUNY Chancellor King said new technologies and innovation are critical for growing the economy and will also help with climate change. The task force advances the educational and research aspects of SUNY's Climate and Sustainability Action Plan. Callie, how are you feeling about all the rain?
Personally, I like the rain, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Let's take a first look at the forecast with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Emma Sechner.
Hi guys, I'm Emma Sechner, your Storm Team 10 meteorologist for tonight. Some headlines you can expect for this week is a very humid week is on its way. But luckily we don't have a drought anymore. You could expect some rain coming and a sunny weekend up ahead. And big question, when will it really feel like fall? Back to the desk.
Thank you, Emma.
The Imagination Library of Oswego County is giving children the gift of literacy alongside their partner Oswego Health. They have helped over 500 children register for books since 2023. The Imagination Library coordinator, Andrew Usibo, said that their partnership with Oswego Health has helped reach families and their children, equipping them with tools to build and grow their young minds. The partnership has averaged 23 children per month to register and hopes to continue promoting positive and healthy habits.
2 students face hate crime at Syracuse University for tossing a bag of pork into a Jewish fraternity house during a Rosh Hashanah celebration. Alan Groves, Chief Student Experience Officer, said the 2 men have been referred to the university's Office of Community Standards for potential disciplinary action under school student code conduct. Grove says this will not be tolerated at Syracuse University.
A state trooper is charged with driving with intoxicated in the town of Cortland. The state trooper identifies as Jennifer Alvarez, struck multiple vehicles and fled the scene, traveling the wrong way before stopping at a local residence. She was arrested for driving while intoxicated and taken for processing, but was not charged with leaving the scene of an accident. No injuries or fatalities were reported.
A missing teen from Rochester, New York, has been rescued from a Chicago apartment after being lured by 2 illegal immigrants.
The unidentified teen was lured through social media and abducted near home. She was abducted by an 18-year-old and his father, both illegal immigrants. Christian Garzone has more U.S. Marshal Charles Salina with the Western District of New York when they first got the case on Tuesday of a missing 13-year-old Rochester girl. Surveillance video was key, showing the girl getting into a vehicle. We determined it was our belief that one of the occupants of that vehicle was an 18-year-old male, and ICE determined who was.
Officials worked tirelessly with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to locate the missing teen. The father and son were later detained by federal agents. Still ahead tonight, a shooting in Dallas today at an ICE facility.
Plus, the UN General Assembly began this week. Tune in to hear what happened so far.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
Hi, welcome back to WTOP. Some current good weather conditions you'd expect for tonight is cloudy skies, a temperature of 67, a humidity of 92, but hopefully no rain tonight, and some mild winds of 5 miles per hour. Some regional temps. You'd expect it to be 67, like I said, in Oswego, 65 in Syracuse, 63 in Utica, mostly like mid-60s for most of central New York. And then some predicted temperatures for this week. Thursday, 8 o'clock, people are going to work. You'd expect to be 68, 70, 66 for central New York. And then as we're going into like 6 o'clock, it'll be 62 in Fulton, 68 in Syracuse, and 67 in Utica. And then into Friday, 8 in the morning, it's going to be 66 in Fulton, 65 in Syracuse, and 64 in Utica. And then as we go later into the night, it'll just warm up a little bit. 61 in Fulton, 66 in Syracuse, and 65 in Utica. And then you can plan your day for tomorrow. Expecting some rain, thunderstorms. At 10 a.m. it'll be 65 and cloudy, but then as we get into noon, it'll be 67. You'd expect a high chance for some thunderstorms. 2 o'clock will be 69 degrees, and so will 4 o'clock with a chance of thunderstorms, definitely rain. And then predicted rainfall for this week. As you can see, most of the rain is more on Thursday, but as you get closer to Utica, as you can see, the rain is much higher than it is in Oswego. Thursday, like I said, thunderstorms. The high will be 71, the low will be 55. Friday is going to be 73, chance of showers, the low will be 48. Saturday, Sunday, you'd expect mostly cloudy. High of 76, low of 51, and then Sunday the high will be 78 and the low will be 52. And then as we get later into next week, Monday will be 74 and the low will be 54, and then Tuesday is going to be sunny and beautiful with the high being 72, the low being 48, and Wednesday is going to be 63. And that's all. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Emma. The Department of Environmental Conservation has issued 12 drought warnings, and the majority of the state is under a drought watch. Parts of the North County and Catskill saw an inch of rain this week. However, that is not enough to get the counties out of a drought. While more rain is expected this Thursday, the dry spell is expected to continue into the month of October. Currently, Oswego is still under a drought watch.
New York wants to pass a law rejecting anonymous reports of child abuse in a move to cut false tips. Public defenders and experts on a state review panel for Child Protective Services endorses this move to fix a system overrun by malicious complaints. Yet opponents of the law say it will do more harm than good when it comes to stopping child abuse.
As the United Nations General Assembly continues, countries' representatives give their remarks.
President Trump speaking at the Assembly after 9 countries recognized Palestine's statehood. Amy Kiley has more on this story.
With the Western District of New York says when they first got the case on Tuesday of a missing 13-year-old Rochester girl, surveillance video was key, showing the girl getting into a vehicle.
We determined, it was our belief, that one of the occupants of that vehicle was an 18-year-old male, and ICE determined who he was.
Authorities say that young man in the SUV was identified as being in the U.S. illegally and driving here from Chicago. The marshals here began working with federal officials in the Windy City.
Dropped everything they were doing. They made it a priority. They came up with a couple of good locations that they were focusing on and narrowed it down to a specific location Saturday morning.
The 18-year-old was taken into custody along with his 49-year-old father, who Selena says was also here illegally, also inside the apartment.
There was actually another minor girl in the apartment as well.
A 15-year-old. Both suspects are now in ICE custody in Chicago. Selena warning parents the suspects made the connection to the girl in Rochester through social media.
And parents just got to get into their kids' business, know who your child is communicating with, know the passwords to their cell phones, tablets.
Selena says this is the 11th missing child from the Rochester area they have helped law enforcement safely recover in recent months.
Keeping our children safe is just so hugely important to the U.S. Marshals Service and to all of law enforcement.
In Dallas, a shooter opened fire into an immigration and customs enforcement facility. Authorities say the shooter killed one of the detainees and wounded 2 others in a transport van. So far, the authorities have not reported a motive, but one of the rounds of ammunition had the words anti-ICE written on it. President Trump responding to the shootings by calling Democrats to stop anti-ICE rhetoric. When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, a statement from the president. Hear what doctors aren't defending when it comes to pregnancy medication.
Plus, an automaker recall. Hear about what's up with the trucks when we come back.
If you like action, romance,
sister. If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor.
Surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. You got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In health and consumer news, President Donald Trump is facing backlash today after telling a room full of reporters that taking Tylenol during pregnancy is linked to a very increased risk of autism in children. Many doctors who heard his remarks are worried that they might spark unnecessary fear among pregnant patients.
With a breakdown of Trump's announcement, here's CNN reporter Ivan Rodriguez.
President Donald Trump strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy. Trump announced Monday that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration will be notifying physicians that the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy, quote, can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. Tylenol maker Kenvue said earlier this month it had engaged in a scientific exchange on the issue with U.S. Department of Health and Human Services officials. In a statement, the company says acetaminophen is the safest pain reliever option for pregnant women as needed throughout their entire pregnancy. According to a U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report published in April, the incidence of autism is on the rise, which one expert says is primarily due to a broadening of the definition and push for better screening in children. About 1 in every 31 children was diagnosed with autism by age 8 in 2022, up from 1 in 36 in 2020. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Following Trump's remarks, many are left wondering what painkillers are safe to take during pregnancy. In an article published by the New York Post, according to doctors, the safe alternate options offered are acetaminophen, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and opioids.
As a reminder, pregnant women should consult with their doctor before taking any medicine. Dr. Kate McLean, a chief medical officer, says that safe dosing depends on the individual and is always a case-by-case medical decision.
From painkillers to pickup trucks, Ford is recalling over 115,000 vehicles over steering column issue. The recall sent out due to the possible steering defect causing drivers to lose control. The recall includes 3 models, the F-250, the F-350, and the F-450 from the production years of 2020 and 2021. The federal safety officials saying that the upper shaft of the steering column could detach, potentially leading to dangerous situations for the drivers on the road. The automaker has stated they haven't received any reports of crashes or injuries, and Ford dealers will replace the part free of charge. With all of the online shopping controversy, some people are on thin ice with Walmart.
Shifting over to the ice, here's our sports reporter, Fiona Siernans.
NHL team Buffalo Sabres started their preseason this past Monday against the Ohio Blue Jackets. So far, they are successful beating the Blue Jackets 4-0 on Monday and 2-1 on Tuesday. Last season, the Sabres failed to make it to the NHL playoffs yet again, extending their record for the longest playoff drought. Goaltending was a struggle for the Sabres last year, especially when it came to making the playoffs. However, number 27, Devin Levy, and number 40, Alexander Gorgiev, are both new goalies introduced to the team and were successful with a shutout on Monday. Tomorrow, the Sabres compete in Detroit against the Detroit Red Wings at 7 p.m. Coming up after the break, hear about Lakers field hockey in the MLB playoff race during our full sports coverage with Cameron Carvalho. Don't go away.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris.
Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Cameron Carvalho here with tonight's full sports coverage. The SUNY Oswego field hockey team got their second win of the season in a 1-0 nail-biter today at Brockport. Junior Natalie Shields scored the game's only goal just over a minute into the fourth period, with the assist coming from Meg Kubler. The Lakers and the Golden Eagles only managed to get 2 shots each during the first 3 periods combined, but took 5 and 6 shots respectively in the fourth period. The Lakers moved to 2-6 on the year. They play this Saturday at home at 2 p.m. versus New Paltz. The SUNY Oswego men's and women's soccer team will both be taking on the SUNY Oneonta Red Dragons this Saturday at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. respectively. The men's game will be at home and an opportunity for the 3-3 Lakers to beat the Red Dragons in regulation for the first time since 1965. The women's game will be on the road, and the 3-1 Lakers will be looking to beat the Red Dragons for just the second time since 1966. Tomorrow is the start of the Week 4 of the NFL season, with the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona will have to find its running game back after losing Pro Bowl running back James Conner for the year. The team has looked rather lackluster after 2 close wins versus bad teams and last week's last-second close loss to Mac Jones in San Francisco. Seattle, on the other hand, is looking much more inspired and regains 2 Pro Bowlers in their secondary, with Devin Witherspoon and Julian Love coming back to action. Arizona is favored by 1.5 points, and the over-under is set at 43.5. Switching to baseball, the MLB playoff race is coming down to the wire, with just 5 games left in the regular season. 8 teams have secured a spot in the playoffs, including the Phillies and Brewers, who have clinched their division. The Yankees, Padres, and Astros are trying to make up 1, 2, and 4 games on their division leaders respectively, while the Guardians and Tigers are currently tied in the AL Central. 10 teams are competing for the final 6 spots, and the intensity will certainly continue to increase during this final week of action. Going into more baseball now, the New York Yankees took on the Cleveland Guardians last night in a win and get into the playoff game for New York. Austin Wells here, starting off the scoring for the Yankees with a nice little 2-run RBI into right field. Jazz Chisholm there. Going into home plate, Yankees take a lead 1-0 against the second worst team in baseball. There wouldn't be much action here until a crazy play as Ben Rice takes a nice hit to right field, but look at this, it's an amazing throw to second base by the right fielder Dominic Fletcher, an absolute laser, forcing the out at second and saving the White Sox a base runner. Now in the next inning, it's Colson Montgomery at plate, and he blasts a 200-run home run off of Luis Gil to give the White Sox a sudden 2-1 lead. The Yankees now needing to get another run to tie this game back up will go all the way to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here we're going to have a full count with 2 outs, the most important time in baseball, and we have a wild pitch thrown there by Brandon Eisert. Anthony Volpe gets the score. It's an absolute gift to the Yankees, who tied up at 2. A few pitches later, it's the pinch hitter, Jose Caballero. Beautifully placed ball into center field. Aaron Judge scores from second, and the Yankees win a thriller. 3-2 off of that RBI double, and that does it for the Yankees, who are 1 game back of Toronto in the AL East.
Cameron, that's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for entertainment breaks.
Thank you.
Blake? What are you doing?
What? We're just playing Mortal Kombat.
But don't you know what day it is, Blake?
Of course I know, it's just Tuesday.
No, it's Wednesday.
Alright, we gotta go!
What is going on, movie fans, and welcome back to Be Kind of Rewind, where we will be ranking all of your favorite movies. I'm Owen Miles.
And I'm Blake Blodgett, and today we're going to be going over a childhood classic in the Shrek franchise.
That's right, and I think I speak for both of us when I say, for sure, a favorite for both of us as kids.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. I personally watched the first movie way more times than I would like to admit on camera. I can honestly probably quote the whole thing front to back.
That's great information, but enough with the preamble. Let's get on into the first one. Shrek was released in 2001 and quickly became one of the most iconic movies of all time.
It ended up spawning a whole franchise of movies and even a spin-off series in the Puss in Boots films.
It also spawned a whole new type of animated film, as a lot of Shrek's success came down to being an anti-fairy tale, as our ogre friend Shrek is simply trying to get his swamp back from the other fairy tale creatures, but along the way, might find love and friendship.
I mean, isn't that what we're all looking for at the end of the day? Love, friendship. It's hard to find sometimes, admittedly. I don't have much friendship with him.
Hey.
I'm kidding, of course.
Say that as we literally live together. But yeah, anyway.
Live together and have a show.
Back to Shrek. Yeah, this movie was pretty successful.
Just a little successful.
First ever Oscar for Best Animated Feature. That's one thing.
Funny enough, the studio who made it, DreamWorks, they put people who worked on Prince of Egypt, they put people on Shrek as a punishment because they thought Shrek was going to be awful. They had no faith in Shrek, and then it ended up being way more successful than Prince of Egypt, and like you said, won the first ever Best Animated Feature, and spawned a franchise, spawned spin-offs, even spawned a new type of animated film. Like you saw stuff like Hoodwinked come out that were kind of like the same thing, like spoofs of fairy tales.
Right, exactly. The cast of this is Fantastic. I know you said earlier, like you were mentioning to me earlier, the original voice of Shrek was going to be Chris Farley.
Yes, of SNL fame, former friend of Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
He actually recorded like most of the original dialogue.
Yeah.
But then when they kind of were reworking the animation, they needed to go back and redo a lot of the dialogue, and unfortunately Chris Farley had passed away, so that's when they hired Mike Myers.
And I think Mike Myers did an absolutely fantastic job. Same with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, absolutely.
Eddie Murphy as Donkey is probably one of the best parts of this franchise, if I had to say.
100%. And I would even say Cameron Diaz as Fiona, like, I think she's a very good character in the sense of, like, she's not just like your typical damsel in distress. Like, she's very capable of taking care of herself. We see that in the scene with Robin Hood, who basically tries to save her, but she doesn't actually want to be saved.
No, absolutely not. And so, another thing, this is also one of the many movies to inspire a Broadway musical. I would know as a theater minor.
It's not a good Broadway musical from what I've heard, but...
it's a good school musical, at least, from what I've experienced, at least.
He was a theater kid. He's weird, you know. All those theater kids guys are weird. I played football, you know, much cooler. Even though I do improv comedy now, so I'm kind of an honorary theater
that's kind of my fault. But yeah.
That is your fault. Everything is your fault.
Yeah.
Colin.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, when the trailer for Shrek 5 came out, were like, oh, that doesn't have the same animation as this one. And it's like,
and
that made me think just like, this animation style is just so unique in its own way.
Absolutely.
It's not stop motion, but like it's still like really different.
Yes.
Anyway,
and with that, we are ranking, and I have it at 2. Might be a controversial opinion.
I still have it at 1. Nothing can beat the original for this franchise, at least.
I guess we'll see when Shrek 5 comes out, but I don't have much hope for that.
I've heard. I don't know about that either. Whenever it comes out.
Maybe 6-7 years.
All right, we are going to take a break real quick, and we will see you back for Shrek 2 and 3 after the break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris.
Come on. I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back, everybody. We're not going to keep you long. Let's just get right into Shrek 2, one of my personal favorites. Shrek 2 was released 3 years later in 2004 and follows Shrek and Fiona trying to navigate meeting Fiona's royal family to get her father's blessing after their wedding.
But Fiona's fairy godmother and her son, Prince Charming, try to break Shrek and Fiona up, as they feel Charming is the rightful prince of the kingdom of Far, Far Away.
Will Shrek be able to save his marriage? Let's find out, folks.
And this is when the like Shrek villains really start to take off. Not saying that Farquaad wasn't an icon in himself, but like
I think it tells you a lot that we didn't really mention Farquaad talking about the first movie.
Yeah.
He's such like, not to make a pun, he's such a little part of that first movie. But Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming are like very funny, very iconic. Even the opening scene where Charming like goes to save Fiona because he's supposed to be the one to save Fiona.
Yeah, according to the fairy tale and all that.
Yeah.
And
then he finds the big bad wolf there. Which is very funny.
like she's already been saved and she's on her honeymoon and like
with who?
With who?
And then I think the Fairy Godmother is such a funny villain. Like the scene where she takes Harold with her and it's like to the drive-thru and she's like, my diet is ruined. I hope you're happy.
That was so
We've all been
creative.
there, just in the drive-thru, and just like, you know
like
what?
I really didn't want to get McDonald's today, but you made me. It's all your fault.
Well, no,
anyway,
I've
give
said
me
that
20 chicken nuggets.
I've said that to you because you've just been like, hey Blake, you want to go to McDonald's or Taco Bell? And I'm like, I mean, I can't say no.
It's McDonald's. What do you expect? They had 50-cent burgers a couple like a week ago.
I didn't go with you though. That was not a great night. We don't talk.
We don't need to talk about that. Anyway, back to the franchise we're talking about.
Back to actually doing our job and talking about movies.
So, I'd like to mention, like we mentioned the writing a little bit with that whole drive-through bit, but like the whole writing staff of this franchise in general. Some of the most creative jokes I've ever seen in my life. It's just like you expect something else and then it completely does something completely different.
Yeah, exactly. It's just very sharp-witted humor. Like there's humor there for obviously to entertain a kid, but then the Shrek is definitely one of those franchises where if you're an adult, you're not going to be bored.
Yeah.
That's something I dread eventually being a parent, is having to watch really boring kids movies with my kids.
That's why my dad doesn't like watching kids movies.
No, he just introduced you to like Nightmare on Elm Street at like 8 years old.
That is a true story, by the way.
That's
So
we love it.
Also just charming in general. Also, one of my girlfriend's favorite actresses, Julie Andrews, plays
Fiona's mom.
Plays Fiona's mom,
We should probably get into like a little bit of the actual story. Like, Fiona takes Shrek to the kingdom of Far, Far Away, which is the kingdom her parents rule over, because she wants her father to give Shrek his blessing, even though they're already married. So I don't get how that works. If you're already married, I think it's a little late for the blessing at that point.
It's fine.
Like for Mia, would you ask her dad after you guys got married for the blessing?
No.
Shout out Dan.
Let's go.
Dan Calabrese.
Anyway, on that note, so
barely talked about the movie, but it's
we just talked about a bunch of other stuff. But
movie's
anyway,
good.
The movie
Watch
is really good, I would say.
If you haven't watched
really
this
good.
almost 20-year-old movie, watch it.
Even if what I'm about to rank kind of contradicts that for me, but I still think it's really good.
It's definitely going to contradict.
All right. Anyway, let's get to that ranking. It's actually my number 3.
It's my favorite.
That's very controversial for some people, I feel like, because a lot of people say that it's one of the best sequels of all times in terms of franchise. So
it is, as that's why it's number 1.
It is, but like it's also not my favorite sequel in this franchise, actually.
This man and his controversial opinions. We just can't agree on anything.
That seems to be a common trend on the show.
I don't think we'll ever have an agreed ranking.
Anyway, let's get on to the next one.
Shrek 3. Released in 2007, Shrek 3 follows our hero Shrek trying to find the only other possible heir to the kingdom of Far, Far Away once the king passes away.
But Prince Charming attempts to take the throne by force in Shrek's absence with the help of misunderstood villains.
Shrek must also deal with the truth that he will soon be a father.
Can Shrek find the new heir to the kingdom of Far, Far Away and save his family from Prince Not So Charming? Let's find out.
You didn't got a dog on my boy Charming like that.
Well, I mean,
to be fair,
he's the villain.
They call him Not So Charming literally in the movie. They literally say like, you're not that charming.
Yeah. But I look charming. Do I not look charming?
As he's doing a play in like a bar.
Yeah.
For all of
the opening scene when all the fairy tale creatures like Gingy are like booing him.
They're just making fun of him, which is absolutely incredible. I think this movie is way overhated. Like, some people try to say this is like a horrible sequel. Like, this movie actually made people think the Shrek movies were never that good. Like, I've seen a bunch of people say after they saw Shrek 3.
That's crazy. That is a crazy
take.
Yeah.
But I really think this movie is not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see my ranking, but it's still very entertaining. There's still some good bits.
Yeah. We had to rewind the scene like 2 times. It's the scene where he's having a nightmare on the boat, and and Donkey and Puss in Boots, who we somehow haven't mentioned yet, their faces were replaced by baby ogres. And then they just smash cut right to the one with Donkey's face, and he just goes, "Da da."
We had to rewind that, like he said, literally 3 times to be like, did I just see that correctly?
It's like they did not have to do that, but they still.
There's no conceivable reason in my head for them to do that.
They just did it.
Dead eyes, just da da.
They just did it as part of their, the iconic Shrek fast cut humor, and it's like that's why it works so well in these movies.
Yeah, it's like, all right. I mean, but the reason Shrek is having that nightmare is because Fiona reveals to him that she is pregnant.
Yeah.
And so Shrek not only has to deal with the possibility that he might have to be the new king,
which he doesn't want to do.
Which he does not want to do. He also has to deal with being a father, which is also something he doesn't think he wants to do.
Yeah. So
relatable.
That ain't good. That ain't good for Shrek, but so that's why he goes to a island to get Arthur, who is voiced by Justin Timberlake, of all people, by the way.
I forgot Justin. It's like JT voices him. JT,
and then
Justin
there's
Timberlake.
another smaller character at the same school that Arthur goes to, who's voiced by John Krasinski. Yes. Which is, I recognized his voice, but not Justin Timberlake's. I don't know why.
Yeah. Arthur is like kind of a...
He's supposed to be like the...
kind of whiny, like dork.
He's supposed to be the one that everyone picks on.
Yes, that's his whole point is to be exactly like picked on by all the other kids.
Yeah. I don't want to say I saw that coming, but I did see that coming.
Because it's like, oh, ha, the guy who's supposed to be the heir to this kingdom is actually a dork.
Yeah, right.
Because every 80s movie ever, and 90s movie now that I think about it.
Yeah, let's not go back to our thing in the 90s that we were doing in our run-through episode.
Yeah, we'll make fun of Mike DeMars for being old again,
Just turned 31.
Yes, 31, not 21. He'll tell you 21. But
all right. Anyway, I mentioned that we didn't mention Puss in Boots.
Such a fun character.
It's just like, his character's so great. He's like initially in the second movie set up as a villain, but then he immediately pretty much switches sides.
He's like, I like you guys. I'm gonna repay my debt because I tried to kill you, Shrek.
Yeah, and
he was so iconic. It, as we mentioned, spawned his own little 2-movie franchise so far.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen The Last Wish, but
crazy. It's such a good movie.
I've heard it's really good, and we probably should cover Puss in Boots at some point on the show. I feel like that's a franchise we should get into.
Told him we should review it for this episode, but he was like, no. Anyway, let's get to our ranking of Shrek the Third.
I actually have it
last.
I have it in my 2. I think it's very overhated. I don't really. Yeah, like you were saying, this movie made people think that like Shrek wasn't good. I don't get where that came from, but
yeah, I think that's really silly.
Okay.
Even having it ranked last, it's not a movie I hate. This is one of the few weeks where
there's no movies in this franchise that I hate.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've definitely had times where we have movies that we hate. There's no movie here that we hate.
All right.
But anywho, we have to take one more quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will rank Shrek Forever After.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Crits.
Come on. I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
And welcome back to Be Kind and Rewind. Let's not waste any more of your time and get right back to the franchise.
Released in 2010, Shrek Forever After is the last mainline Shrek film, for now.
Shrek is starting to miss his old life as a scary ogre, as he now feels like a joke, even though he has everything.
He makes a deal to go back to be the feared ogre for just one day in exchange for any day in his past.
But the villain Rumpelstiltskin makes it so that where Shrek was never born, so he gets control of Far, Far Away, and Shrek will disappear. How will Shrek make things right? Let's find out.
So yes, as we just mentioned, Shrek is like...
Shrek
is upset. He feels like he's a joke to everyone.
His house is now a side-of-the-road attraction for a bunch of tourists.
I think it's supposed to be like a play on like those Hollywood bus tours where they like see the celebrities' houses, which that's just weird to me.
But
if I ever become famous, don't come to where I live.
So yeah,
people.
basically, he runs into Rumpelstiltskin, and he basically signs his contract to be a scary ogre again for one day. But Rumpelstiltskin tricks him, and so... Because Rumpelstiltskin takes the day Shrek was born.
And so makes it to... Basically implies he killed Shrek before he was born, because he makes it to where Shrek was never born.
Yeah, and...
So that he could never save Fiona from the tower, and then... They show at the beginning of the movie, Fiona's parents were originally going to make a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, and that's how Rumpelstiltskin was going to get control of Far, Far Away. But then, right before they sign it, they get the news that someone saved Fiona from the tower.
Which ended up being Shrek.
Yes.
So, yeah, and now we basically go into an alternate timeline where Shrek never existed, which is a very interesting idea, I do have to say.
Yeah,
I think
kind of pulling an It's a Wonderful Life with the Shrek franchise, just showing like, what would happen if you didn't exist? I mean, I feel like even in real life, some of us have done that scenario in our heads, like, gee, I wonder like how different people's lives would be if I didn't exist. So I kind of like movies that show that idea, because it's a pretty interesting idea to pursue, I think.
Especially in an already established franchise like this one. Like, there were some characters that didn't really change a lot from the different universes, but then especially characters like Fiona, who is now the leader of an ogre resistance.
Because Rumpelstiltskin's trying to like take out all the ogres.
Yeah, because Rumpelstiltskin still like is aware of Shrek like existing in this other universe.
Yes.
And so he's taking it out on all the ogres so that like because Shrek's an ogre.
He blames Shrek for all his failures because he was initially going to get the kingdom if he makes this deal with Fiona's parents, but because Shrek saved Fiona, like, just basically ruined his life. He ends up being literally a bum on the side of the road to where he's getting kicked out of the bookstore that Pinocchio works at.
Yeah.
Because he was tearing out all the pages of a fairy tale. Rumpelstiltskin is a very funny villain.
He's very funny, but he might be one of the most evil villains in the franchise, honestly.
He is pretty evil.
Because, so yeah, and Far, Far Away is also like his guards are the witches.
Who were also shown like in his like little township at the beginning, where like because they're also like outcasts in this society.
So yeah, basically, and his best friend's a goose, a giant goose.
That'll be important later.
Yeah. Wait till we get to the train wreck.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, and yeah, in this universe, Fiona's parents never exist because they got...
Well, they exist, but Rumpelstiltskin takes them out because he actually makes the deal with them this time.
Yeah. So
And Fiona basically doesn't believe in true love anymore, like she did in the
because
regular
she's this
timeline.
tough resistance leader now.
Tough.
So yeah, there's a whole lot of new characters that get in there. Like Craig Robinson voices one ogre, and I think he's really
cookie,
funny.
doesn't he?
Yeah,
The
he's
chef ogre.
the chimichanga stand.
Yeah.
It's my chimichanga stand.
We're not
get
gonna
real
cookie.
hungry.
We're not gonna need that.
Trust me, you're gonna get real hungry after this raid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they somehow show up at the end once Shrek, because Shrek, the only way to break his contract with Rumpelstiltskin is true love's kiss, which obviously
happens.
is with Fiona at the end, right
Yeah.
before his time runs out. And that resets everything. It resets to the moment where Shrek kind of lost his cool at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it was
Where-
at the kid's first birthday party when he
Get
did
around.
Yeah, that
I
kid.
love you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Imagine. You can imagine that. I can't.
We do not need to bring that up again. Anyway.
Just kidding. I love my stepdad.
Let's get
get
to
to
the rankings. Yeah, it's last for me, but I still really like it a lot. I think just for me, it's just because of like some of the inconsistencies with the end.
Yeah,
just like
that's kind of why I have it
like
below the first one even.
it's
'cause
just like the Pied Piper isn't there in their universe. The other ogres aren't there in their universe.
Pied Piper.
Yeah.
what
He's
a
also a
character.
bounty hunter in this movie, by the way, so that's where
Yes.
he comes in.
And like his music doesn't just hypnotize rats; it can hypnotize literally any creature, including witches or ogres. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
But anyway,
Anywho,
remember when we mentioned the train wreck?
basically,
Let's
if you're
get to
new
that.
here, we have a segment every episode where we have the train wreck, and it's basically just what we think is the worst moment from all the movies, or in this case, worst and kind of just funniest.
It's also really dark in this case somehow.
Yes, and
yeah,
in a certain way,
there's
very
a whole
dark.
bunch of things wrong with this part. Now let's get that up
Let's
on the
get
screen.
it on the
real
screen.
quick. So basically, how this is actually in the ending credits of Shrek 4, and so they're all celebrating because Shrek's back. He's happy again, and they, for some reason, have Rumpelstiltskin in a cage, and so Fiona has this power where if she sings high enough, birds will blow up. Yeah, you can see where that goes.
That is Rumpelstiltskin's best friend is this goose. And Fiona sings loud enough to make this goose explode.
And then they show a cut of Shrek literally dying of laughter,
Pointing and laughing. And then, you remember we mentioned the Pied Piper. He starts playing the flute and making Rumpelstiltskin dance right after he just witnessed the death of his only friend.
It's so messed up. Like
I mean, it's one of those things where you could say couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, you know. But it's still like strangely dark, even for like Shrek to just do that.
Yeah.
It's the fact. My favorite bit is it's only like a millisecond on screen, but it is like you said, Shrek literally pointing and laughing at the just feet of this goose that are left. Yeah. That is all that's
like
left.
literally his back is like hunched over and everything. That is how hard he's laughing at the death of this guy's friend.
And then, could you imagine something like that? You just witnessed that, and then you gotta start hitting a little jig that you can't control.
Oh my god.
The dance we just did is actually surprisingly close to the one in the movie.
I think so. I watched it earlier. It's pretty similar to that.
We also watched it to review this.
Fair. That's fair enough. But yeah, so
after that
note, we'll go.
We can do our final rankings.
We'll go back through the rankings.
Just give some last thoughts.
Basically, as a review, Shrek 1 for me at 1, for
Number
him
2
at 2.
for me. Very iconic. I just prefer another movie in this franchise a little bit more. Which is Shrek 2.
That one I don't like as much as him, but you know, it's still a very good movie in my opinion. I don't know why I'm doing this pose, but I will stop now.
You know, the villains are quite cool.
Yeah.
I like cool villains. No.
But yeah. So anyway, for Shrek the Third, I had it at number 2, very underrated.
I had it last. I also agree it's underrated, but just my least favorite of the franchise. I think bringing Prince Charming back was a good choice, but I think the other characters surrounding him aren't as interesting.
They also had some of the other princesses in this movie as well, like Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel.
Rapunzel actually ends up making a big heel turn. If you know, all my wrestling fans out there, you know the term heel turn. She joins up with Charming to be like his wife and says one of the more iconic lines in the movie. But Pookie, you said you wouldn't hurt them. Finish it.
Nah, I'm good.
Finish it.
I'm good. It's too embarrassing to do on this show.
Finish it. Nobody's watching. It's not like your family's watching this. Oh, wait a minute.
But yeah, anyway. See, they got it on the screen before us because they were tired of what we were doing.
They were tired of us talking.
But yeah, for the final chapter, I had number 4 for
I had
that
it
one.
at 3. I think it's very entertaining, also very underrated.
Yeah.
Just like he kind of mentioned, just some inconsistencies with the ending. Just kind of.
Yeah, it's just like they didn't really know a lot of the characters that were in the ending.
That was my main
in
thing.
that universe.
I don't understand how the ogres show up again.
They don't even know Rumpelstiltskin really, except for Shrek and Fiona's mother.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who actually like knew Rumpelstiltskin.
So I think that's kind of a plot hole if you want to be real nitpicky about it.
It's a kids movie. After we just dissed on it for that whole minute or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that is going to do it for our season 3 premiere of Be Kind and Rewind. There's our Instagram if you want to go follow.
I think it's the first time it's actually come up. We've had it in the script for so long. I think it's the first time. Good job, graphics. Love
Great job. Especially you, Michael.
Yes.
Michael
we
DeMars.
dissed you earlier, but we love you.
Enjoy your 31st birthday.
In 2 weeks, we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not reviewing a specific franchise. We are reviewing a type of movie, which is a subgenre, if you will, and that is 80s B movies. Basically just an excuse to talk about some of our favorite really goofy movies, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
But yeah.
You know what?
But on the other hand, that'll be it for tonight for our show, and we will see you next time, and be sure to be kind
and rewind.
To sports. It's season 10, episode 1, and boy oh boy do we have an absolute banger of a show right out the gate. We're talking NFL, MLB, NBA. As always, we'll give you our picks. So boys, without further ado, roll it!
Good to be back. We'll start in the city of brotherly love as last Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Los Angeles Rams 33-26 in a rematch of last year's NFC divisional playoff game. Philly started out slow but pulled ahead late with 2 blocked field goals in the fourth quarter, the later being a potential game winner that was blocked and returned all the way for a touchdown by star defensive tackle Jordan Davis. Connor, what does this crazy comeback mean for the Eagles season?
Well, I mean, it means absolutely everything, Mike. This Eagles team coming into last Sunday's game was 19-1 in their last 20 games, the best record in their entire franchise's history. And just when it looks like that streak is finally going to be broken, they come all the way back. Jordan Davis with that amazing game-saving blocked kick. On his return, he recorded a speed of 18.59 miles an hour. That's the fastest any player above 330 pounds has ran in a game since 2017. I mean, come on, guys. When you've got that generational athletic talent,
that's faster than Derrick Henry's top speed against the Lions last night, Connor. But I just want to say, Eagles, scoring 26 unanswered points in the second half, largest comeback since their stadium was created in 2003, and the Jalen Hurts disrespect has to come to an end. The man is playing at an all-time high for him. He is managing the game, and he is getting the result that his team needs from him, and that is okay. That's all I want my quarterback to do.
Well, I will say that, I do agree that Jalen Hurts is a winner. I will say that A.J. Brown was flying in the second half yesterday. He was a major reason why the Eagles scored those unanswered points, and I believe without him, they would not have won that game.
The Eagles offense certainly woke up. Staying in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys traveled to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. And guys, the Cowboys defense must have thought they were playing in Lambeau because that secondary was absolute Swiss cheese in their 31-14 loss to the Bears. And on top of that, Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is potentially on the shelf for the next 3 to 4 weeks after suffering a left high ankle sprain. Mike, how do the Cowboys keep their playoff hopes alive?
Pain is all I know, Connor. The Cowboys do not keep their playoffs hopes alive. And frankly, I think there's no chance that with the way this team is playing right now, with the way this defense is playing right now, with the offensive production we've seen so far this season, I think there is no way that we make the playoffs. We barely beat the New York Giants. We barely beat the New York Giants in overtime off of a 65-yard field goal from the best kicker in the league. But that's all we have. That is all we have. Jerry Jones needs to go. Brian Schottenheimer, I'm giving you a chance, but Eberflus, get him out. He's got to go.
You brought up Eberflus. I mean, this Cowboys D is statistically the worst in the league at defending the pass. It's a passing league. It's going to be hard to keep up and score when you're missing your best wide receiver. I mean, I honestly don't see how the Cowboys can keep up with their opponents over the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Connor. New school, old school. Ben Johnson takes down Eberflus, uses trickery, flea flickers. Roma Dunze said in an interview, he said, we have the right people in the building. We spread the offense really well on that 19-play drive at the end. And I think this is a good step forward for the Bears going into their season.
I think the Bears have a lot to look forward to. Caleb Williams went off last night. 4 touchdowns, 298 yards, and an 86.7 QBR rating. That's great for a second-year quarterback, especially someone that you want to lead your team going into the next 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely, Sammy. But heading out west, we saw a nail-biting finish as the San Francisco 49ers just pushed past the Arizona Cardinals 16-15. The 49ers, however, cannot escape the injury bug. They went into Sunday's game with injuries to multiple key offensive players like Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Jawan Jennings, and Brandon Ayuk. But now it's their defense getting tested as Nick Bosa is officially out for the year after tearing his ACL. Sammy, can the 3-0 Niners still win the NFC West without Bosa?
Honestly, no. I think that right now the 49ers have lost too many of their starters to even think about playing at a high level in their division. I mean, Brock Purdy is still hurt. Mac Jones is a acceptable backup, but he's not going to give. He doesn't have the X factor. He doesn't have the clutch factor. If you need a game-winning drive, Mac Jones can't get you those 78 yards for a field goal. I don't believe that in the 49ers' current state that they can win football games.
And Sammy, you say no, but they're sitting at 3-0 on the season. Obviously, these injuries piling up over the course of 3 weeks. But I mean, this team is finding a way to get it done regardless of who they have on the field. They have the depth there. They're making it work. Christian McCaffrey's still healthy. For now.
Yeah, don't
knock on wood. Knock on everything.
Knock on everything.
But I think this team is still very capable, and obviously the Rams are a really solid team in that division, but I don't see the Cardinals or Seahawks really being too much of a difficult task to top.
That defense is certainly going to struggle without Bosa. Since 2021, he has 142 QB hits. That's most in the league, and they are 6-12 when he does not play. So he is clearly an impact player for that San Francisco 49ers team.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, I just want to fire off a couple of names. We saw so many injuries around the NFL this week. CeeDee Lamb, 3 to 4 weeks. Nick Bosa, gone. Mike Evans, hamstring. Tyrone Tracy Jr., dislocated shoulder. James Conner, out for the season. Jaden Daniels is still day-to-day. J.J. McCarthy, out for a couple weeks. Najee Harris's season is done. Austin Eckler's season is done. And Colston Loveland, the rookie, is also day-to-day. Just absolute injury bug around the league.
I feel like we've had a huge injury bug the last couple of years, and it's been insane. But on Monday Night Football, we saw a potential Super Bowl preview between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. The Lions out-physical the Ravens all game, leading to a 38-30 win, and managed to sack Lamar Jackson 7 times. Mike, have the Lions fully recovered from the Week 1 loss to the Packers, or is this all a farce?
I'm not sure what's going on with the Packers. Yeah. I mean, you started out phenomenally, and then you lose to the Cleveland Browns. So we'll get to that next episode, but this Detroit Lions team looked really good last night. Really, really good. They stuck right with this Baltimore Ravens team, who are 1-2, but are a team that is very capable of being 3-0 if a couple things went differently in these first 2 weeks. And I think this Lions team did a phenomenal job. Jared Goff not having to do too much because that run game was just so strong for this team.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you could get to arguably the most elusive quarterback to ever play the game, it's between him and Michael Vick 7 different times. I mean, by the end of the game, you could obviously tell that it was affecting LaMarvelous Jackson. He wasn't LaMarvelous last night, that to say the least. And on top of that, Derrick Henry with his 3rd fumble in 3 weeks. He only had 3 fumbles all year last season. That running game for Baltimore, which used to be their big strength, not nearly as reliable to start out this season.
Yeah, absolutely, Connor. And on the flip side of that, as Mike touched on earlier, I mean, Sonic and Knuckles had such a dynamic performance, but it all came from Madubuike's injury on the defensive tackle for the Ravens. Him not being there, it led to so much vulnerability for the Ravens up front, and the Lions just took advantage of that.
100%. I mean, the entire game, you could see a look of visible frustration on Lamar Jackson's face. He could not read that defense. He could not tell what they were doing, and I think the defense ultimately was the X factor in the game to take it away from him.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue our talk about Week 4 of the NFL season, get into some MLB playoffs here on WTOP.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking. They looking for me. There's hockey. There's improv. So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch. Our embarrassment's free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping.
And welcome back into Stick to Sports Season 10, Episode 1. As we near October and playoff baseball, a couple of teams are fighting for their lives to stay in the hunt. And one of the biggest stories heading into the playoffs is the collapse of the New York Mets, which I love to see. Despite having the highest payroll in the league and Juan Soto putting up career numbers, the Mets have fallen out of the playoff picture in their last 15 games. The New York Mets will take on the Cubs and Marlins in their last 6 of the season, hoping to claw their way into that 6th seed. After such a hot start, I have to ask Connor, what went wrong?
Well, Mike, I mean, it's the clear lack of depth in starting pitching. In the beginning of the year, when all of these Mets starting pitchers were fresh, this team actually had the best record in all of baseball at 45-24. Since then, they've played at a clip 17 whole games under 500 for the vast majority of this season. And I mean, at the end of the day, it just comes down to David Stearns, the Mets general manager's philosophy as their GM. He just recently came over from the Milwaukee Brewers, a small market team, where he operated under the philosophy that he was not going to give big money to any starting pitchers. When you don't do that, you don't get length out of your starting pitching, which then by June, July, and August burns out your bullpen. And now we're in a situation where the Mets just can't get 5 reliable innings from anybody except for these 3 kids, McLean, Sproat, and Tong, who they called up from Syracuse AAA about a month ago. But when you're relying on kids to help you make it to the postseason, I'm sorry, it's just not good enough. You need reliable arms.
And gentlemen, let's remember, there's always highs and lows to every season. but the low shouldn't be this low. I mean, since June 12th, the Mets have gone 35-52, and only the Nationals, White Sox, and Rockies have a worse record in that span. Like you said, Connor, they're a little stretched thin. Their pitching rotation looked solid. It looked manageable at the beginning of the season, but everything was firing on all cylinders at the beginning of the season. And then, guys like Alonso and Lindor kind of fall back a little bit to earth. And, now they're looking around and, they're saying in interviews, we just have to win. But how do they win? They're in a really cold spot, and it's at the worst time possible.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan, so it's always nice seeing the Mets fall apart. But it was weird having them fall apart at the same time as the Yankees did. It's just something weird in the water in New York.
All right, so on the flip side of a collapse, the Cleveland Guardians have been on a historic tear to get themselves back into the playoff picture. The Guardians will take on the Tigers and the Rangers for their last 6 games, with the most important series starting tonight. Cleveland is just 1 game behind Detroit for the AL Central, which they could have by as soon as tomorrow. It'll be a close finish. But Alex, give us a little context on the historic comeback. How did the Guardians manage to turn their season around?
2 words, Connor. Jose Ramirez. He's third in MVP voting right now, and he should be getting more recognition because he deserves it. But he batted .282, 30 home runs, 81 RBIs this year. But let's get into a little bit of context. Cleveland trailed Detroit by 15.5 games for the division in early July. No team has ever won a division title or pennant after a deficit that large. And on July 8th, Cleveland's odds of winning the division were 0.1. Yes, that low. And now they are 1 game behind the Tigers in a series that they start tonight. It's actually on right now. But at the time, the Tigers were 59-34, one of the best records in the majors. But the Guardians, with their coach, with Jose Ramirez, and with a lot of rotational guys stepping up, they have clawed their way back into this playoffs.
And Alex, this is a team that traded away their best players. They traded away ace Shane Bieber. They traded away their relief pitcher, Paul Sewald. And on top of that, their all-star closer, Emmanuel Clase, as well as starting pitcher Luis Ortiz, have been suspended for the rest of the season due to throwing games.
Gamble.
So, I mean, talk about a clubhouse that has just been through the ringer, and the fact that Stephen Vogt, the manager of this Guardians team, has been able to keep this group together. He's obviously manager of the year if this team can squeak its way into the postseason.
Yeah, we'll throw in a quick score update. Tied 0-0, top of the third between these two. So, still anyone's game here.
Still anyone's division.
Here we go. But moving on, after 17 years in the MLB, a little bit of a bittersweet story. Clayton Kershaw has announced his retirement at the end of this season. Kershaw is a legendary pitcher who will undoubtedly be a first ballot Hall of Famer and make that trip to Cooperstown. But with the Dodgers primed for another playoff run, Sammy, could we be in store for a fairy tale ending for Kershaw?
Well, wouldn't that be nice? One of the best pitchers, probably the best pitcher of our time, getting his World Series with the Dodgers would be great. I think that there's a solid chance the Dodgers go all the way again this year. I think that they have the team, they have the managers, they have the office, and they have the pitching to get them there.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, obviously, as a Yankees fan, I don't want to see the Dodgers win again, but you can't take away from them how good of a team they are, how complete of a team this Dodgers team is. Clayton Kershaw, a phenomenal player, an 18-year career with the Dodgers, 3-time Cy Young, 11-time All-Star. I mean, he's got everything on his plate. He's been so phenomenal his entire career, and to put this cherry on top would be so awesome.
He's already a 2-time champ. He's one of only 2 pitchers to ever win the MVP, doing so in 2014, as well as Justin Verlander. And this is a guy who's still effective. He's not one of these guys coming back in his later years, just tossing the ball every 5 days. In 21 games started, he's 10-2 with a 3.55 ERA and a 1.3 WAR. This guy is still effective. And as a fan of a team who has experienced pitching depth injuries, I would love to have a reliable veteran presence like Kershaw on my roster.
Absolutely, Connor. And guys, it's just making me feel so old. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom, you have Max Scherzer, Verlander. All of these guys are going to be gone so soon, and it's sad to see, but we hope for the best for Kershaw.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll head into the fast break. I'll be testing these guys' NBA ball knowledge and see what hot takes they might have heading into the season. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back to Stick to Sports on WTOP-10.
is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Welcome to the Fast Break, where the pace is hot and the questions are hotter. Let's dive right in. First, we're blasting over to the city of Houston, where star point guard Fred VanVleet has torn his ACL and will most likely miss the rest of the 2025 season. This is a huge loss for the Rockets, as VanVleet was a major impact player and signed a 2-year, $50 million contract this June. Alex, how does Houston respond to this devastating injury, and do you think they have the depth to compete still?
Release Reed Shepherd. He was your last year's number 3 overall pick. Obviously losing Fred VanVleet, who stepped up a lot in the playoffs when Houston struggled on their offense, is huge. He's a veteran presence in a locker room. He's a former champ. He's somebody that can lead a team of young guys. But now the Rockets are just going to have to go right to the wall and release their young guys. Yeah. I mean, Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, Jayshawn Tate, Reed Shepherd, these are all guys who are rotational and are going to have to step up in now elevated roles without their starting point guard here.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned how important VanVleet became in the offseason, or in the playoffs, excuse me. He only averaged 14.1 points per game last season, but then that instantly jumped up to 18.7 in the playoffs, proving that this guy is trustworthy and a massive factor for your offense. Head coach Ime Udoka obviously felt comfortable giving him an increase in his role, but on top of that, I mean, you already mentioned Amen Thompson. I'm looking for him to take a massive step forward this year, especially with him kind of playing like a point forward mixed
dunker
role,
spot,
just kind of just
guy.
running the offense there. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think we still have yet to see the addition of Kevin Durant. So despite this injury, I still think Houston, which finished as a 2 seed last year, let me remind you, I still think they are very much contenders in this Western Conference.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And Connor, you stole the words right out of my mouth. Kevin Durant. I mean, obviously, Fred VanVleet's a really big player to lose, but bringing in a guy like KD, a guy who's been in the league so long and is still so consistent, I think they're going to be just fine next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Amen Thompson averages 8.5 assists this year. I'm just going to say.
All right, guys. Well, it's that time of year again. The NBA is defrosting and preparing for another great season. There are plenty of changes that happen around the league, so I wanted to ask everyone, what team do you think had the best offseason? Connor, let's start with you.
Well, I'm going to go with a team that I think might have had the worst season last year, but also had the best offseason, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, anytime you trade away your star generational player in Luka Doncic, I mean, bad things are going to happen. Your fan base is going to get upset, and the league is probably going to laugh at you, which happened. But with that being said, they, despite only having a 1.8% chance to win the NBA draft lottery, they landed the number 1 overall pick and the generational talent that is Cooper Flagg. In my opinion, it was all a conspiracy. Yep. Adam Silver called up Nico Harris and he said, listen, do you remember how bad the Lakers were post-Kobe, pre-Bron? We don't want to have that massive loss of revenue in LA anymore, so you're going to trade Luka to LA, and then I'm going to give you the number 1 overall pick. I think that's how it went down.
I love it, Connor. I love the conspiracies. Keep firing them off at me. My pick, we just talked about him, but it's the Houston Rockets. I mean, outside of the obvious getting Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers of all time, the Rockets got a lot of rotational pieces and a lot of good defenders and 3-and-D guys that are going to be very useful down the stretch. The biggest thing the Rockets struggled with last year in the playoffs was they could not outshoot Golden State, but signing guys like KD, signing guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, a really good 3-and-D wing, 6'8", length, Clint Capella, one of the best defensive centers in the league, and still having re-signing Steven Adams, they are going to have a huge lineup, a lot of people 6'10 and over, and just rotate, keep going.
And we're running low on time, so I'm going to throw mine in here quickly. The Atlanta Hawks. You guys took
like
my
it.
two answers. They brought in Kristaps, brought in Luke Kennard, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So some new faces in there, and they weren't great last year. So
And
maybe
Jalen Johnson will be
maybe
back.
a sneaky team. Who
Still
knows?
has Trae Young. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching. I'm all done here, but don't go anywhere. We have extra innings coming at you after the break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Last but not least, let's head to extra innings for this week's picks. So, boys, as the back-to-back extra innings champ, yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm hoping one of you boys can take the belt from me this semester. I believe in every one of you, but it's not going to be easy. Let's get ready for some October playoff baseball. With the wild card round officially kicking off next week, we figured we'd give you our picks for each league's wild card seeding starting in the American League. Sammy, who you got?
Well, you know, I gotta go with the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan. I believe in them. I believe that they will take us to the promised land. I hope I'm not wrong. At 5, give me the Red Sox. You know, we're kind of rooting for the Red Sox this week. And at the 6, give me the Guardians. You know, I was enjoying what you're saying, Connor. So I think the Guardians really have a real shot there.
Well, I'm kind of agreeing with you on the 4 and the 5, obviously, but at the 6, I think the Astros are going to shock the world. I think the Astros are going to get her done. No one likes the Astros. I don't even like the Astros. But I think this Guardians' reign of being so good just out of nowhere, I think is coming to an end.
I think you're wrong, Mike.
You'll see that my picks are also uniform in terms of the 4 and the 5 seed, with the Yankees and the Red Sox holding on. But I do have the Tigers in my 6 seed, and that is because I have the Guardians completing the historic comeback and actually taking the AL Central, forcing the Tigers to drop down to the 6th seed.
And Connor, I'm hopping on that hype train as well. They're playing right now, but I think the Tigers are going to fall to the 6th spot. But let's move on.
From the AL to the NL we go. Mike, how do you see those standings shaking out?
Well, Sammy, we all kind of got pretty similar things here. Me and Alex with the same, you and Connor with the same. I got Cubs at the 4, Padres at the 5, and then the Reds at the 6. I don't think the Mets are going to do it. I think it's been too bad for too long, and I just don't see them somehow swinging this around and making it into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, with the Cubs and the Padres being essentially locked into their respected seeds, it really just comes down to that 6th seed. Do you see the Mets? Do you see the Reds? Do you see potentially the Diamondbacks? This Mets team with their over $300 million payroll, there is too much talent on that team for them to miss the playoffs. And to be completely honest with you, I think it might cost some people some jobs if they manage to not make the playoffs with that high of a payroll.
I completely see that, Connor. What really came down for me is their remaining schedules. The Reds are playing the Pirates Pirates, and then they're playing the Brewers. But the last 3 games against the Brewers, they're going to want to keep people healthy.
They're not going to be starting their best
Might
pitchers.
give Reds the opportunity to go 5-1 right there.
Good take.
Mets play the Cubs. Mets play the Marlins after. Again, Cubs might be resting, but I think the Reds, if they go 5-1, take it from the Mets.
I'm going to go steal what you said, Kyle. I think the Mets have too much to lose if they don't make this playoff spot. I think that they are. A lot of jobs are on the line. A lot of players are going to leave if they don't make it.
Yeah, and moving away from the MLB and into the NFL, we've got 2 teams, one who we talked about earlier, but they've both significantly underperformed this season, facing off on Sunday afternoon. The 1-2 Baltimore Ravens, led by LaMarvelous Jackson, will take a trip over to Arrowhead Stadium to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Voodoo Magic Kansas City Chiefs, who also sit at 1-2 on the year. This one should be an instant classic. But with how these two have looked so far this year, Connor, what do you think is going to happen?
Honestly, Mike, I really wanted to pick the Ravens here. I really wanted to pick the Ravens, guys, but I can't be the guy. I have to be different. You know, we all know the curse. If everyone picks the same team, we all look stupid and we all get it wrong. But I'm going with the Chiefs. This Ravens defense has underperformed so severely, and I mean, it's just Mahomes magic. The refs. It's just we've seen the script before.
Yeah, I will say historically the Chiefs usually have the Ravens number down. I mean, you go back to week 1, refs. But I will say the Ravens defense is the second worst right now in the entire league. I think this is going to be a shootout, but I just think that Lamar and Derrick Henry and the firepower of the Ravens offense, they're still putting up almost 40 points a game every week. I think that'll give them the edge over the Chiefs.
I completely agree. I think that the lack of Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy in the Chiefs' receiving core is still a major impact. And I think that the secondary is just going to have a field day, or the Ravens secondary is going to have a field day with the Chiefs' receiving core, especially Juju Smith-Schuster.
And I don't really see this this Chiefs offense clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's lack of chemistry, it seems like. Travis Kelce doesn't seem like he wants to be there, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
fighting with
I got the Ravens as well.
Yeah, no, that's a good take. Well, that's all the time we have on this season opener episode of Stick to Sports. Be sure to tune in next week right here on WTOP-10.
Let's hear that buzz.
What the heck? Oh no! Just do down the middle.
Chris, how long are we
don't do it down the middle.
Yeah, he's at it. Joe, get a cut of this.
Oh no!
Well, that's where we last left off. Me and Chris getting our hair buzzed while I'm holding on to an inflatable horse. What a pity.
Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the show that didn't really deserve all that.
No,
I'm
did.
Austin.
I'm Chris, and we are so excited to be back here for season 4.
4. Not many shows make it this long. Let's see how far we can make it.
Still got another 3 semesters before we're out of here. So, or 4.
How long can
4
you guys
semesters.
keep this up for?
Honestly, I don't know.
We will try to keep it to the very end. Anyway, would you like to introduce yourself, Lucas McGarry?
Yeah, my name's Lucas. I was unfortunately coerced into being on this show.
Coerced? All right, hold on. Hold on.
He loves us.
I was kind of coerced. Chris was like, "You got to be on the show.
Yeah,
we're losing ratings.
We
need
went
you."
behind
we're
him
losing some
with
ratings.
like the
Yeah,
hands on the shoulders, and we were like, "Hey, Lucas McGarry, you want to be on our show again?" Because this is not his first time on the show.
I was on it. Was it the?
It was
Well, I was on the last episode too.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
No,
but
you were on Shetler's episode.
I was on Shetler's episode, but I also watched you guys get your head shaved too.
You weren't here for that.
You were not.
Yeah, I was.
There for that. No.
Yeah, I was.
No, like I remember it was.
I was there.
What do you mean?
I was
you were
there. I was at.
You
I
were
watched you
not
guys
there.
get your head shaved.
What? No, you weren't. It was.
Okay.
Show us some proof.
Yeah, I've watched
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's right on video. If you guys
I've
want to
watched that happen
do
so
you
many
guys,
times.
Can you pull the clip?
Yeah,
I don't know.
let's look back.
Yeah,
I
sure.
was
Get
there.
Get the clip.
I promise you I was
get the
there.
clip, buddy.
Go ahead.
Just truth and only truth.
See, there's Jess.
Actually, proof of evidence is entertainment breach with the episode I am on.
All right, Jesse, that is enough. You are lying. You are such a liar. I cannot believe no one else hears me right now. This is ridiculous. Jesse, you are lying. They're innocent, and you don't know what you're talking about.
This is about
Order! Sentencing! You both have been sentenced to the razor.
No, Mike, Kenny, Melinda, you guys can't do that. Don't use the razor. That's terrible. Chris and Austin don't deserve this. It's just not fair. You gotta think of them.
Chris,
Peter, this is what Chris really looks like.
Aw, come on, guys. You know they're innocent. It's me, Lucas McGarry. I'm saying they're innocent. Come on. You know they're innocent. You can't do that to them. It's just not fair.
Told you.
That was obviously green screen.
He was there.
No, there's no way.
I was there. Did you not see it?
All right.
Did you not see it? I was advocating for. Okay, first of all, why are you arguing it like I wasn't? See?
The TV believes
TV believes it.
The TV believes
Why are
it.
you arguing it like I wasn't advocating for you not to get your head shaved?
Yeah,
No,
I was on your side.
He
I
was
was a
there
better
defending
lawyer
us.
than Nasir. I don't even know who your other lawyer was, but you terrible.
I think it was. I don't think we had.
Usually people get one lawyer.
Yeah.
One? Okay,
yeah,
I thought you guys
one.
had two for some reason.
No.
Don't be silly. That wouldn't be like a real court case.
I tried
The most
my
surprising
best.
part about that video was the hair that I had.
Yeah.
No, his was worse.
No, dude, Brummer messed you up. Brummer messed you up.
Excellent work, sir. Excellent work.
I thought you didn't
want us to get shaved.
Well,
Like,
now that
look
we're
at this.
here.
Like, it's too short now. Well, it's not
Chris,
too
you
short.
put a
It's like,
mop on your head.
I got a mop on my head right now. Well, I
No,
mean,
not
it's-
anymore. You did.
I did have
Brummer-
one, but
Brummer hooked you
it
guys
is
up.
what it is, you know.
Well,
no,
that
it wasn't
was-
Brummer that cut my hair. It
that
was
was a
Kenny.
fun
Oh, Kenny cut your
Kenny
head,
and
yeah.
Nasir. Kenny and Nasir.
Lucas here made a great case that he was there. He was there. I
was.
believe it.
I tried my
believe
best
it.
to get them to
We'll
stop,
see you soon.
but, yeah.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to
Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that has a commercial where it sounds like every other show is saying welcome back with us. Because
what?
Yeah, we're usually at the end of every commercial break, and we end with welcome backs, and then
You worded that so awfully.
yeah, it was fine. It's fine.
That was a train wreck. That was a train wreck, dude.
Welcome back to Entertainment
We're
Breach.
back.
We're back.
We're back.
Not for long. Okay, Joe.
Right before we came back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they
All
just get an extra 30 seconds of us for.
All right. Well, so I mean, obviously it's been a couple months. I mean, we've had a lot of stuff going on. Our hair has been growing back. But you know, I think we should just talk about our summer for a little bit.
Yeah, let's.
So let's take a look at some of the
fun. Look at us. Summer fun.
Summer fun.
Yeah,
we had a couple of photos.
Yeah, look at that hair growing back.
That is beautiful.
Right? Look
there.
at that. That's incredible. The hair grew back. I went to New York City. I went to go. All right. So what happened over the summer is I went to go visit Chris.
Down in Florida.
Down in Florida.
We went to Bass Pro Shop.
We went to Bass Pro Shop.
I mean,
Chris lives in the swamp.
Yeah, I live in the swamp. Yeah, I mean,
Chris lives actually in the middle of the
Is this a
Everglades.
Bass Pro in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And he, I don't know why he wanted to beat me there, but yeah, I mean, it
That
was a Bass Pro Shop.
Places to go.
What?
That is a choice of places to go.
Bass Pro Shop. I mean, I've never been.
He's never been to Bass Pro Shop.
Never been to Bass Pro Shop.
That's what I was saying. And we saw a Bass Pro Shop. I was like, I'm taking you to Bass Pro Shop.
Fair enough.
And then we went to Dave & Buster's where we saw this machine and we kept gambling.
It was just gambling after gambling.
It was
gambling. No, let's just say.
Is this the game you were gambling on?
Yes, this was the game we were gambling on.
What is this?
Explain
this to me. How do you gamble on this? Because I want to play.
But he just lost. You have to
How do you gamble on this? What happened?
You have to get in a little wheel there. As you can see, like, I immediately lose.
Yeah, no, this was
Immediately,
fine.
I get into the
all
big
hyped
hole.
up, and it just did not work. So the idea is to get the ball up to the top.
Okay.
And you have to use these
Yeah, you
these
see
spinners.
how some tanks are like bigger than the others, but
this time
I
we won
did it. I did it. I won.
It wasn't worth it.
Oh wow, look at that.
It was not worth it.
I'm going to go back
For
and
what,
gamble
10 tickets?
even more. Now this is me at the beach. I went to go visit Chris, of course, and Floridas are full of beach. Don't worry about it. So.
And we went to Disney World.
We went to Disney World.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. I mean, we got up really early. I drove for 2 hours with him, sleeping in the passenger seat. He was slumped there. Like
you should have taken a photo
terrible passenger princess.
Oh, absolutely. He woke up literally like 5 minutes from the park. It
I
was
don't know what's happening here.
I don't know. You were doing a little dancing. It's too much for the camera.
There we go.
There you go.
But then we went on Tower of Terror. That was a lot of fun. Look at me doing a little
Tower of
jig.
Terror. I did when I was like
goober.
12 years old. It was
Tower
so
of Terror is such a classic.
I'm terrified of it. I do it, but I'm terrified of it. I hate drop towers.
He was so scared of the Tower of Terror.
I hate drop towers. I can't do them.
And of course, we went on the Rock and Roll roller coaster with right next to the Tower of Terror. I'm pretty sure I put a photo of us on that ride.
I was still bald.
What were you guys filming on?
With two random people. This is
no, we just. I didn't have any professional.
Yeah,
camera
look at
equipment.
us. We're having so much fun. Right, Chris? We had
I mean, it was a good day, and then trying to drive back.
Guys hitting the puddle.
Yeah, absolutely. You listen, rock
on. That's what you
on.
gotta do. We went on a roller coaster together. Muppet Vision is closed when we got there.
I was so sad. It's one of my favorites.
Muppet Vision closed.
Yeah.
Is that one of the new parks? I haven't been there in forever.
Muppet Vision was, it's been there since like the 80s, and it just closed.
And the Waffle House.
I went to Waffle House in Florida, of course. It's something you have to do.
Yeah, no.
So that was our summer.
What'd you say?
That looked like so much fun.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun.
It was wonderful.
But the drive back though from Disney World was awful. My car, I had to get my tires replaced. It was like literally like the treads, just like bare. So it was. The entire time I was just dude. The entire time I'm drifting.
So when I landed at the airport, actually, within the first 30 minutes. Someone.
Oh yeah.
Florida drivers.
So the airport that I picked them up from is like an hour and a half from my house. As we're driving, we went to we were in like the express lane on the left. Some guy just fully rides over they're like cones and whatnot. He just rides over them.
So those are optional.
Yeah.
It's optional, dude.
Those are completely optional.
Anyway, Lucas, that was our summer. How was yours?
I liked my summer. I worked a lot, lifeguard a lot. I had an internship with a news station, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, what news station?
News Channel 13. Would you say I have 2 minutes?
Yeah, you have 2 minutes.
That sounds good. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Got a lot of experience at the station. I also went to, we'll talk about wrestling a little bit, but I went to a couple wrestling events over the summer.
Any WWE?
Yeah, went to the biggest one of the summer.
SummerSlam?
Oh, yeah.
Day one or day two?
I went to both.
Oh.
Yeah, went to with one of my
John?
friends. I did see John. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Did you see him?
No, he didn't show up. He didn't turn up, but it was so much fun. I had a really good summer, and now I'm back here, no longer making money, and slowly losing it.
Slowly losing. I mean, I feel like that's just how it is.
Not slowly, actually, rapidly losing.
Rapidly? Yeah.
What's making you rapidly lose?
Everything.
Sports.
Everything.
Sport.
Yeah.
Oh my! The volleyball tournament.
Gambling.
Gambling. Yeah, we know about that in Dave and Buster's.
Food.
How do you gamble at Dave and Buster's? That's ridiculous.
I mean,
dude,
these arcade games.
Hey! What are we doing?
He did lose. I was the one who won.
Hey, okay, but that was one game out of.
Who's on graphics that just cooked that up?
We lost like $30 today. We did so many.
It was not
What did
great.
we win? We did.
If you're down $30, you have to go back and make that money back. I hope you know that.
That's true.
You are down. You have to go back to make that money.
That's true. That is true. We do have to make that up. But I mean, other than that, though, I mean, the start of the semester, how has it been for you guys?
Do you want me to answer this FaceTime from Mike?
Pledge. Oh, we got Mike Neckers.
Hey,
over
Mike,
here.
how's it going?
No,
No,
we are live. Come on, let's get.
Mike,
why are you calling us while we're live?
Yeah.
Rude of you.
Yeah, that's incredibly rude, Mike. Here. Okay, he hung up.
He hung up.
Wow. Mike Neckers coming to save us.
He told me he wasn't gonna be here. He told me he was gonna be busy all night. So I was like, fine,
then
don't
he's
watch
watching
don't watch the
TV.
show then. Yeah, I was like,
He
whatever.
was like in his bed. He looked comfortable.
He looked so comfy.
Was he in his
whatever.
bed?
Yeah, he was just
I'm
in his
sick
bed.
of him. I'm
He was
sick of him.
sleepy.
Yeah, no. We love you, Mike Neckers.
Yeah, he'll call us. He'll call us on the break. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no,
that was
probably.
that was good. That was the beginning of semester has been pretty solid. Doing a lot of troubleshooting here at WTOP.
Troubleshooting, yes. Troubleshooting. Wow. There's
Engineer extraordinaire.
Yeah,
Chris DeLuca.
as people don't know, he is the engineer here.
He does a lot.
And I think
I'm already balding, so it's taken a lot. I'm going to cry.
How bad? When are you gonna be fully bald?
I'm saying at least November.
Yeah.
This
year.
in a month,
dude.
In a month or two.
Yeah.
Dude,
you are balding. Oh, a shot. I don't want them to see that. Cut the break. I don't want them to see that. That's
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
Only on WTOP.
That was you, buddy.
I thought that was you, bud.
No, that was all. I decided you. Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that that doesn't do a slogan.
Sure. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I barely know what we're doing.
We're just gonna roll to a segment we do every episode. It's kind of tradition. Talk of the town. It's a good question today. Just don't go to that.
We're gonna talk about Talk of the Town, but I guess we're not going to.
In my head.
We're not going to Talk of the Town.
The voices in
my
the.
God.
It's been a while. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Today we're asking, what would you want written on your tombstone to be the last thing people remember you by? Let's get into it. I'm holding the 2012 election night flag. Who will win? All right, who am I here with?
Michael Lavalette.
All right, what would you want written on your tombstone?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably just he had really good hair.
He did have really good hair. All right, who am I here with?
Natalie.
What would you want written on your tombstone?
I feel like whatever my greatest achievement ends up being.
What would that be now?
Right now? Ooh. Probably like just being here.
Good GPA on your tombstone. Hewitt Hall, new stomping grounds to ask people my stupid questions. Yippee! It's my stupid. Zelensky.
Election news?
Yeah. 2012 election news, actually. So who's going to win? What do you want written? It was Obama and
Romney?
and Romney. What do you want written on your tombstone?
It is. I wasn't here for a long time, but I was here for a good time.
That's good. That's good. You were just talking about that.
Just talking about this.
Yeah, I was talking about, well, I don't think I should say because a little bad, but talking about my great-great-grandfather who died at 30.
What'd he have written on his tombstone?
Nothing, just his name and the top said father.
Father. Say anything for your birthday? What do you want on your tombstone for your birthday?
I want it to be blank. I don't want it to say anything. It's just going to have my name and maybe a picture of the Fonzie from Happy Days. I think that would be very nice.
Who am I here with?
Miguel Tenaya.
What would you like written on your tombstone?
He made a lot of mistakes, but at least he tried his best.
He did try his best. We're all trying our best. Thank you. Hustling. Christian. Ramsey. What would you like written on your tombstone, Christian Ramsey?
My tombstone?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're about 20 years too early for that question.
What would you want written on your tombstone, Austin?
Election 2012 was rigged.
Like a fun guy. Or maybe like, it's a shame he died in that 98 Carl pile up.
Who am I here with?
I'm Jack.
Jack, what do you want on your tombstone, Jack?
That's a good question.
I know, that's why I'm asking it.
My name.
Your name? What else?
The date.
Rope twister?
Of course. Always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other rope twister? What would you like on your tombstone? What's your name first?
James.
James, what do you want on your tombstone, James?
My name. And the day I was born and the day I died, probably.
And rope twister?
No, you could leave that out.
Okay, I will.
I don't know if you should trust us.
Someone get my pockets.
What would you want on your tombstone?
Hold on, I'm gonna cut you off first.
I don't know what I just watched.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I just. This is the first time I watched.
You watched Peak. That's what you watched.
Can you tell that I wasn't the one that edited this time?
because it was actually funny.
He also asked me if I could help film Talk to the Town.
No,
I'm so glad I wasn't available. And I'm just like,
come on, that's
I just would have felt weird even being
Dude,
there.
I want to know who was the person that. Thank you, Joe.
Joe, what are you doing?
Wow, the grandfather.
Who said father?
The grandfather. What was?
They just had father on their gravestone.
Father.
Oh my God, the Fonzie. Yeah, we know Demars. We know you like the Fonzie guy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I
well,
wow.
when we return, he'll actually be able to talk this time. He's going to be talking a whole lot about his things.
You're welcome, Mike.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you excited?
Yeah.
Dude, Austin, you're cooked.
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn. Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to. Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that changes the colors.
Really?
We're changing colors now?
Oh my God.
Oh, never mind.
Can I just talk about wrestling? This is the only reason I decided to come on the show.
All right,
so
go
I could rant about wrestling.
Give me the remote, I'll figure out.
Chris,
Go get.
Chris, I have a surprise for you.
What's your
Do you want to see me body slam Austin?
Yes.
I can body
Yes.
slam. Come on,
Please.
Austin. Let's do it.
Okay.
Ready?
No.
Come on over here. You ready?
What would you do?
It's just a simple front slam, Chris. Just like this.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's that. So
Wow!
Now I have a vendetta against WWE. Hold on, let's put my mic back. I have a very personal vendetta. Chris, as you know, I'm a very avid WWE fan, a big wrestling fan as a whole. And recently, WWE has not been what I wanted it to be.
Well, how's that?
Oh, just the writing and all of the acting that I've been seeing from some of these freaking wrestlers have just been absolutely terrible.
A lot of like the fake punches and like.
No, it's not that. The actual wrestling's fine. It's just.
Well, no, I thought it was like some of.
No, it's a behind the scenes.
So,
it's behind the scenes thing. Like,
right,
because you know wrestling, it's so in depth.
Yeah.
It's like it's the greatest thing on earth to me.
It's like pineapples.
No, not like pineapples. What are you talking about?
Pineapples are great, dude.
What do you mean? See, now you're throwing me off. This is ridiculous. But yeah, WrestlePalooza is what it was called, and John Cena got his butt handed to him on live television for about 15 minutes by Brock Lesnar. Absolutely a travesty, worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was while we were doing volleyball, which was complete crap. I was stuck at volleyball all day, couldn't watch wrestling. Joe Seidman, you were watching Syracuse football the whole time.
Hold on, Joe, come here.
Don't dance.
Joe,
ridiculous.
Joe,
he was
here
the whole time too.
Austin's not here anymore, so come here.
No, I was so disappointed.
How are you
AEW was so much better that day. another company. I'm not even going to talk about them. But John Cena was just one of my heroes, absolutely bludgeoned on live television. One of my other friends, his hero too. He was crying. It was terrible.
Yeah, nice.
And another one of my heroes, CM Punk, he gets his butt beat for like 20 minutes before he gets to tag his wife in. You don't even know what I'm talking about at this point.
I know.
But he's got a wife.
I follow a little bit.
Okay, he's got a wife in wrestling, and he was fighting his rival, who's also got a wife in wrestling, and they were going at it. Yeah, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and they wouldn't let AJ Lee tag in, and I was getting really bored. I was getting really pissed. And everyone that I was hanging out with, we were all getting pissed. And I'm like, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to watch this match. But then they turned it around. AJ Lee tagged in. It was fine. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes. Oh, I'm so sick of that guy.
You're sick of Cody Rhodes?
I'm so sick of him.
Really?
It should have been Drew McIntyre to win. Cody needs to do something. He needs to change something. It's just ridiculous. I'm so bored. How is Austin doing? He's. Take bump cam for a second. We can check Austin.
Austin's just.
Do we have a shot of him?
Yeah.
I don't know if they can take bump or something.
I mean, can
we take? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
there he is. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
How?
He's fine. But yeah. Anyways, so I would like to just say how disappointed I am in WrestlePalooza as a whole.
Oh, we can come back here. We don't need to watch.
We can sit
on there. Can we get just a camera one just right on?
Yeah, I'll say Rob if you want to set that up. But I saw ESPN gave WrestlePalooza a grade of a C, and I was like, that's pretty accurate, especially coming from the show that just spent so much money to advertise and now endorse your products. Hey, Austin, he's out of it.
Chilling.
It was a good move. I mean, I slammed him pretty hard.
No, you're gonna have to teach me how to do it. I need to.
Yeah.
I gotta live with the guy.
Are you living your next semester? Next year?
This year and next year.
Oh yeah. So you might.
So
I'll teach you a couple more moves. Hey, Kenny.
Oh no.
Kenny's coming over too.
No.
Get up.
No.
Bring him on screen. Bring him on screen. Oh, yes. There we go.
No.
There we go. We lift him up. Watch the IFBs.
This cord's tangled. Hey, Damaris, come on, plug him.
Hold on. Let me do it. Let me help.
40 seconds left from the show. Unwire him.
I'm unwiring him. I'm unwiring him.
Top Austin.
Oh no.
Oh, it's you. All right, it's good. You just gotta go.
No.
Gotta go. 30 seconds.
Dump him on. Not too hard. Be careful.
You want an F5?
I don't care. Do whatever.
No, I'm just kidding.
There we go.
Jesus.
Here you go. You can take your wire back.
Hey guys, got 10 seconds.
Yay!
Go to break.
No, don't go to break. Go to the bump cam.
Goodbye.
And I'm Bree. And I'm Sammy.
And as you can see, we've replaced improv, which was spun last episode by Gavin Smyche, with Spin Again.
Gavin's Scythe.
Oh, Gavin Scythe.
Gavin Scythe.
We've replaced it with Spin Again. So, we can teach our